peace and power. Of all days, this thing want to move and have all type of technical difficulties, but I'm not gonna let anything stop what I feel today. So it can move, it can shake, it can do all type of little bullshit. I am ecstatic. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Ooh, peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute. Oh man, salute. 21 guns, salute. We feel great. We feel great. I'm in my space. We feel great. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. This is a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, a space of love, hella right, a space of masters, of kings and queens, a space of ciphers. Zig, zag, zig. This is your space, a space of integrity, a space of love, a space where we are working on a united path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information. Fish Friday, glorious Fish Friday, glorious Juma Friday. All links, hashtags, green screens, apps with cash pals that pay. Grams with money, unions that are Western, red cups, blue cups, squeegee man pockets, goddamn Santa bells jingling, all that. Yeah, collection plate. It's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until HR give you the pink slip. Your services are no longer needed. Don't wait until it's too late. Book an assessment. Don't wait until your kids are saying, Daddy, Johnson, you can't keep acting like that because I can't go on no trips. Get yourself together. Get a strategy in play so you could curb your emotional outbursts. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Book an assessment. Stop sending each other outside with shades on. Tints are for cars, not for your face. Okay, stop sending each other outside looking like Tom and Jerry. Book an assessment. Stop embarrassing the family with your antics. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse consultation and counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs, the behaviors that should alarm you, characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness levels. People, places, past traumas, conversations, events, okay? That should have your alertness levels on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Salute, salute, peace and power, salute. Vainglorious day. Yes. I'm in high praise of the universal truth. I am pleased. I'm really overwhelmed with emotion, with joy. As I'm sure many of you are now aware of, our queen comrade, Assata Shakur, has transitioned peacefully on the island of Cuba. 78 years old. And I'm so filled with militancy and joy. Our sister, our queen, our mother of revolutionary struggle, the liberator. Yes. Yes. And as I received the news early and did my research, you know, sometimes you forget the lessons that you pass down to your children. And I just came back from the gym, walked through the community for a quick second, got back on my side home, and I'm sitting there and I'm just, speaking to my daughter. And I guess it just came through her timeline and it hit. And she, boom, immediately bust out into tears. I said, what's the matter? She said, did you know? Did you see? She said, Assata, she passed away. She transitioned. I said, yes. I said, that's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. And she's crying. And I said, listen. She said, I don't understand. Why am I crying like this? I said, because you have been spoken to about her before you came to this physical existence. I was always speaking of her because your grandmother, my mother, spoke of her to me, passed the book down. So, man, and she cried. I said, yes, you could cry, but believe me, it's joyous day, okay? Joyous day. So we have her to speak on. But we got to see who's in class on this Fish Friday. Yeah, see, when we speak on our liberators, regardless of what time, regardless of what, we're going to have a specific group in class. If we had, what probably will be tonight's class, some way that we could speak politically about Grippergate and Ray J getting ready to be a rat, it would be filled in here. But when we speak, I keep telling y'all, of liberation and greatness from our people who swore a path for us. Only few gonna be here. Trust and believe. But it's the best of the best. This is the leadership group. Let's see who's in here. Tierra, the youngin', first in class, South Jersey, represent. Represent. The classmate, the classroom assistant that is consistently, when I say consistently, at least 10 times a day, questioning me. What about this? What about that? I hope it's not too many questions. This, that. No. That's leadership. That's wanting to be in a space of understanding of who these people were, what their philosophies were, how they galvanized and moved. Okay? Sharp. And through that line of questioning keeps us sharp. Salute. First in class, Christopher Farmer, what's going on? You on Heart Tunes TV. Chris Threats, Philly in the building. We see you, Cool K Kang. Ken Williams in the building. LA's in the building. It's a strictly game. Huh? Yes. Okay. Hakim P. Salute. What's going on? Ooh. The real what? Hot 16 magazine. God damn it. We see you. D-Haven Enterprises Inc. What's going on? Shaolin in the spotty spot. E. Blandon. What up? C. Bliz Sniper. Bushhead Daryl Maddox. Eric, what up, E? Bernie, we see you. GB, Versace Broccoli, Lovely Lady. Yeah, Stephen Gill, Eric Carlos, The Riverwalk, San Antonio in the building. Watch it now, Fort Sam Houston. Yeah, we see it. Jay, what up? Waterbury, Connecticut in the spotty spot. See y'all. Profit Getters, what's going on? Man, what up? Flatbush in the spot. F. Rich, what's going on? We see it. We see it. Yeah. Fred, what up, Fred? We see it. Soap, Intellectual Soapbox, what's going on? Yes. Yeah, we see it. Hey, what up? 1050, we see it. Brenda, what's going on? Hey, Ghoster. Woo, Superstar Rel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we see it. We see it. Yeah. What up, Mama? What's going on? Pies P. 55 for Pies. 55 for Pies P. Yeah, we see it. M. Dot. 55 for M. Dot. 55 for M. Dot. We see it. Yeah. God diggity dog it. Merge. What up, Merge? We see you. Yeah. Yeah, everybody in the building, what's going on? We see it. Man, I gotta get a whole new stand. This stand acting crazy on us. Jean Aline, Kim Yu, Canada's first responders in the building. That's what we talking about. The Great North lifesavers up in the spotty spot. Huh? Huh? That's how we doing it. Let's get the official reading, y'all. Assata Shakur, a Black Liberation Army member who was convicted in the 1973 unalivement of a New Jersey state trooper, has died in Cuba, where she had fled to after escaping from prison. Cuban officials said Friday she was 78. Her conviction for the unalivement of Trooper Werner Forrester and subsequent escape garnered her a permanent spot on the New Jersey State Police Most Wanted list. The state long sought to extradite Shakur, also known as Joanne Chesimard, from Cuba without success. Never got their nasty paws on her. Never. Never. Happy. So grateful to the universe for allowing her a smooth passage year after year, decade after decade. They never got to put their nasty, grimy paws on her ever again. Do you understand what her transition means? Huh? Yes. Yes, you celebrate. Yes, we celebrate. We don't shed no tear. No. Joyous day. Joyous day. I see the sun coming out. Lovely. Yeah. I'm ecstatic. Ecstatic. In her autobiography, Shakur wrote, "It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains." Do you understand that? Where do you think I get this from? Hmm? Where do you think I get this from? Talk about it now. This is a universal truth. This is a vibration. This is consistent. Why do you think I'm always in that mode? I don't care what we're discussing. I don't care what we have on the agenda. We always revolve right back around to me telling you that we need each other. We have to support one another. We have to love on one another. We have to encourage one another and make sure that we have right here the concept of living outside and away from the old faith. That's it. Okay? In 1979, 2 years into her life sentence, she was broken free from prison with the help of other members of BLA and fled to Cuba, where Fidel Castro granted her asylum. Shakur made history by becoming the first woman to make the FBI's most wanted list and became revered by some activist groups for her anti-sexism and anti-racism activism prior to the convictions. Okay? All right? The Cuban Ministry of Foreign Affairs said she died in Havana of health complications and advanced age. And I had to explain that piece to my daughter. Do you understand? The advanced age. And she was saying, well, she's not that old. Like, that's not old. And I had to explain to her being tortured while in a man's prison, being shot and not receiving medical attention right and exact on that time, and then living through 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. We are halfway through 2020s. That's a lot on the soul. Where you are sitting in a space where you don't see somebody picking up the banner and running with it. Chef Corby, much appreciation for the super chat. You understand? How much more was she supposed to give us? She gave us the greatest example, living example of what to do, how to do it. She put it in a book. She wrote it for us. She gave us interviews. What else do we need from her? What? If she were to be around for another decade, nobody was going over and receiving instruction and tutelage. They act as if she was never there. Okay? Claude Nelson, much appreciation for Fish Friday. Do you understand? She gave us, and now it is on us. It is on every one of our queen comrades to follow, to research, to pull apart the layers of who she is. It is done. Now, all we can do is ask the universe to let that energy come back. Let that energy envelope all of us to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. These people set it out for us. We choose not to follow. That's on us. So when we say these numbers, 78, 88, yo, that's years. Hey, Ghost, so much appreciation for Fish Friday. Much appreciated. What else do we supposed to do? What else is she supposed to do? I'm telling you, there were times when these great examples of militancy would pass, and I would just sit, and the tears would run. I told you I was in the army. I was overseas when Huey was unalived. And I just, man, when I laid on the bunk, trying to just think about, like, I'm overseas in a infantry unit, a combat medic. And it just hit me like every space I've been in, I was never in an institution to push me to seek liberation. Grew up in an Islamic home. Sent to Catholic school for the first 3-4 years because it was better. Right? Went to public schools. Everything that in the household was anti-everything that was around me. Never in that institution all the way through high school, college, every institution is old Faye ran and dominated. Nothing that I was around ever encouraged me to live my potential to be greater than what they said I was. So I had to delve deep as a young person into the literature, into these works, into these people, and wanting to be around them and get personal instruction from them. Yo, what are we supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You understand? Huh? Keezy, much appreciation. Cool K, much appreciation for the Fish Friday donation. You understand? My brother, Greg Braun. What up, Greg? Be careful out there, G. Be careful out there in Alabama. Much appreciation. I'm trying to figure out how to be. So I'm on the bunk crying. I'm listening to Public Enemy. I'm 8.5 hour flight away from home. Limited melanated people around. Almost zero melanated women around. And Huey gets popped. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? What is going on? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm listening to speeches from Farrakhan. I'm doing everything. Come home, get back into college, catch a bid. Come home from the bid, still trying to figure it out. Yo, where is the institution for liberation of our people? I know I'm supposed to be doing something. What? All our leaders are on the run, getting unalive. Rap falls. Everybody, you just see it. I'm going to meetings. I'm going to panels. I'm sitting and at the feet of Dr. Clark, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Weissling. We sitting there, we in Harlem, we listening. What's the proper instruction? We seeing Deruba still coming, when he just started coming through and home, fatigued out. We listening, what's the next move? And they falling, and they falling, and they falling, and they falling. You sitting there like, yo, what is this shit? And the only space where we found comfort was in Assata, still being out. Yeah, champion that, yo, they can't get her. And we always thinking and wishing and saying, nah, let her still be alive. Let her keep moving. Let her keep educating and teaching. Just don't let them get her. Just don't let them get her. So now she transitions and it's like, yo, man, Oh, man. You know how good? Man, listen, I'm elated. I'm elated. As I always say, watch they face when they ace. They try to make Clinton get her. They try to make Obama get her. They try to make the Pope go get her. You understand what they were making her into? Her in the eyes of the old fae? That's why you look and you see her in yourself and you push and you push and you push. Don't stop. The civil rights activist and convicted unaliver had continued to be a top priority for law enforcement officials over 4 decades after she broke out of a Clinton, New Jersey prison. Love her. And we had extensive classes right here on this YouTube. Extensive classes. Book club. Do the search. Book club. Assata Shakur. You know how many times we did it? Page by page. Going through it. Breaking it down. Come on now. This is it. This is the initial book. Whenever anybody asks me, yo, how do I get into political struggle? What does it mean when we speak on activism? This is the first. And any time we was behind the wall and in my set with my comrades working political education, this is the first joint you read. There's nothing else. This is initial. This is it. This is it. There's books based on the levels of who we are and how we move. And y'all haven't seen any of my comrades yet. You've seen 1 or 2. But there's levels, layers. The first is awareness of self. And this is what gives you awareness of self. Without reading that, you can't even come to the table with us. There are specific books. That opens you to awareness. Then you got discipline. Then you got a map. Right? You got to get to these books before you can even come through. You have to have that understanding. Assata, Wretched of the Earth, Soul Dad Brother, Revolutionary Suicide, To Die for the People, before you even get to everything else. You gotta go through this. And this beautiful queen showed us. She showed us the path. Everything is here. And it's coming from the most important perspective. Our queen comrades, because without them, we have nothing at all. At all. So if you don't study Assata, if you don't study Winnie Mandela, you out of here. I don't mess with you. We don't rock with you. So no. We good. We good today. We good today. This will be forever solid in my memory. This is also my cousin Reg's birthday out there in Atlanta. Cousin Reg I spoke to for about maybe 40 minutes today. And we shout out Lil Red. You know, we shout out both of my cousin Reg's sons. We seen them on their wedding nuptials and stuff like that. It's a glorious day. Our queen has transitioned. never again touched. So now y'all have an example when y'all say, well, what can we do? How do we move? Who was successful? She was most successful. Most successful. Went through everything that they threw at her. Okay? Liberation, community, work, militancy, work. Okay? Militancy, being clapped, being tortured, going through the sham trials, convicted, put in prison, and liberated. They went and got her. They went and got her. This is how important she was. They didn't go get anybody else. They went and got her and said, nah, she has to be free. Risked it all. Got her. And even when those who liberated her were captured, they felt good. They sat on it. Nah. And they never touched her again. Okay? This is the study. Read her words. Watch and witness her work. Be who she is. Listen, I go through certain literature on a daily and look and try to read and make things literal and other things that might have been written in a figurative sense. I pick up on it and see, oh no, okay, that's what she meant. That's what he meant. Okay, I get it, I see it, it's clear. Now we gotta move. So nah, I'm good. Her family should be good. Well, listen, we have work to do. If they were able to do what they did with none of the resources that we have today, we have to do better, much, much better. That's why I'm always on this type of time. You can't shake that up out of me. It's not. I don't care where we at. We always got to come right back down to how we move. What are we doing? How do we manifest ourselves? What do we do with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that we have? Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Okay? Now, we have, and again, examples of enemies among our people and amongst us who we still haven't taken care of. We haven't. Especially when it comes to her. I'm telling you, man, where is our institution for the liberation of our people? An institution doesn't have to mean, and it doesn't mean a physical structure. Get that out of your head. Get away from it. But there has to be a method of functioning when we're saying that we're moving towards liberation. That is institution. Where is it at? Okay? Because she had black bastards that's still around to this day who made attempts whether people believe it or not, to bring her back. I told y'all that all the time. That, man, they said Al Sharpton was one of the individuals who, even though we know was a straight rat for the FBI, yeah, who said he encouraged people to tell. Made an attempt to bring her back, and I ain't seen none of the comrades park him at all. And year after year after year get easier and easier, because when you fall out of alignment with the OFA, they pull back. They like this. We don't need them no more. We move. Okay? So now, in some of the allegations, and we have to put that down here. Gotta let it be known. Because a lot of people will sit here and y'all will believe that they're activists, or y'all will believe that they're there for us. And I'm saying that apple don't fall far from the tree. If you are sitting in a space and getting groomed by a rat, you got rat tendencies and you're gonna rat as well. That's just what it is. So anything up under that tree, national action or anything, is a rat. Because they're going to put the best of themselves in those who are paying attention and listening to them. And working with them. And getting paid by them. That's just what it is. And they could deny it all the hell they want. I've been in it. I see how they move. I look. And yeah, you a rat. You're an agent. You're doing nothing but work for OFA. So I could get it. But in the articles and in the papers and in the people that they was, you read it for yourself. Let's check this out. There were black activists. The black activists that were interviewed in this space, this is what they said. The black activists said they feared Al Sharpton was trying to deliver Chesimard into the arms of federal agents, but they said they had no proof. Right? Which is what we going through right now today with this commercial rap beef. People talking about where's the paperwork and all this other weird shit. Knowing that these dudes is telling, knowing that they sitting on stands, knowing that they in back rooms, knowing that they in Grippergate, knowing that they getting deals from the bankers, OFAs, or whoever the hell to consistently promote false narratives and images to our young people so they can in fact fail in their attempts to be greater. So they said, we ain't got no proof, but we know what we know. We already know he a rat. Let's go. One law enforcement source who declined to be identified but has detailed knowledge of Sharpton's activity as an FBI informant said this week that Sharpton was working as an informant at the time he sought to meet Chesimard. But this particular source said that one of his assignments, Sharpton's assignments, was to try to lead agents to Chesimard, who had escaped from prison in '79 after being convicted in the killing of a New Jersey state trooper. It wasn't a big, massive operation. It was just a small shot, an everyday deal, this particular agent said. I would equate it with setting up 10 traps a day to catch a fox. He said Sharpton was not a major participant in the search for the woman who goes by the African name Assata Shakur, but he was there. Another top FBI official said that Sharpton was not used in any manner to to lure Shakur into a trap. You dig? But that's only one source. Sharpton flatly denies trying to make contact with Shakur. Of course he would. Of course he would, because he know that, man, in the shadows, a lot of things go bump in the night. News articles, major publications reported in January that beginning in 1983, Sharpton secretly supplied federal law enforcement agencies with information on boxing promoter Don King, reputed organized crime figures, and black leaders and elected officials. And in a 2-hour interview, Sharpton admitted to papers that he had assisted the government in drug and organized crime cases. He said he also accompanied undercover federal agents wearing body recorders to meetings with various subjects of federal investigations. He said he had allowed the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York to install a tapped telephone in his Brooklyn home. Sharpton has insisted he never turned over information on black radicals or on King. Yeah, okay. Y'all can play if you want, okay? This week, Sharpton denied assertions by the radicals and longtime activists and others, and a photographer who says Sharpton asked him to set up an encounter with these activists. Both men say that he acted as the intermediary in the failed discussions with Sharpton to reach Assata Shakur. Sharpton called the men liars and said they were possibly police agents themselves. He charged they are part of an element of the black community that had lost out and that will fabricate any story out of jealousy because they have no following. Now, following when? What type of following in the 80s and the 90s would they have? There's no social media. What following? These men weren't saying they were pastors and had congregations. What following? When they dismantle the movement, nobody was following nobody. People were on the run, right? The repression of the Ofe was crazy. So wasn't nobody setting up shop to get any following. Huey was still alive and didn't have a damn following. Nation of Islam barely had a following. They were restructuring after War of Din Muhammad bankrupt the Nation of Islam, selling property and businesses. No one had a true following. Everybody was licking their wounds. So why would these 2 individuals or 3 individuals be jealous of Sharpton? You ain't had no following. You was running around painting red X's on crack spots. But again, all right, one of the activists, the national organizer for the New African People's Organization, says Sharpton met with him in Manhattan at least 4 times in 1983 over a period of about 2 months. He said that Sharpton offered to donate money to help black revolutionaries running from the law, and that Sharpton was particularly interested in setting up a meeting with Shakur. Once referred to as the soul of the Black Liberation Army. Why would he want to meet up with her and donate money for what in 1983? That's why I was suspect. How much money? What are you talking about? You don't have no bread in 83. 83? Really, let me backtrack. Crack ain't really hit hard body to 85, 86 thick in Brooklyn. 83? What money you got? For real. Sharpton told the activist he was representing 2 former Black Panthers who wanted to see Shakur. The ex-Panthers were supposedly trying to make useful contacts in case they had to flee the country someday. This is what Sharpton is saying. Like, you, in all of the people who was dipping and dodging and running, why would 2 Panthers go to Sharpton, who was still probably holding James Brown shit in 83? That's what alerted them, like, hold on, who somebody reached out to you? Okay. The first discussion was that they were close to her, that they had been in the Black Panther Party with her, and that they wanted to talk to her. That should have alarmed them too. The activist said, I wanted to find out who they were, but he said they really didn't want to be known. Talking about Sharpton. You know, these Panthers don't want to be known. In all reality, when you do your homework, Assata was in an alignment with them. Never. And we could go back and forth with different people. Never was a Black Panther. She never was. They threw it on her because she was in alignment with them. Now, ask your elders if you got some around and do your research on it. So that was probably alarming for people's anyway. It's like, what? What Panthers? I've even seen some high-ranking Panthers say some vile and vicious things about her, like she ain't all that. Don't know if it was some type of chauvinism or some just type of hate, but I done seen it and heard it. Okay? Shakur was once a member of the party. It's the article. This is old phase. But went underground around 1971 because she believed the group was being infiltrated by city and federal law enforcement officers. In 1983, the deal fell through at a final meeting with Sharpton insisted that money would be donated only if the 2 former Panthers could meet Shakur. Failing that, the activist said, Sharpton was interested in making any kind of contact with her, or with any of her close associates who were also on the run from the law. Naturally, I never got back to him, said the activist, whose organization believes that blacks should have their own country within the United States and that they have the right to fight for it. Okay? Obviously, we had to feel that a definite possibility existed he was working for the government, and we would have felt that way about him or anybody else who approached us in that manner, said an attorney for the New African People's Organization. All right? Now, people are talking, people are discussing, people are around the place, so they see the play. If you don't know what we knew in New York City of this dude, You talking about the mid-'80s. When you looked at Al Sharpton, you seen he was a clown. Straight up. Straight clown. Was not built like anything. He was fat, had a perm, chubby, and spoke nothing. But praise the Lord and all that. That wasn't flying mid-'80s after all our people was on the run. After we had a period where we had a proliferation in the nation of gods and earths, where hip-hop was at a different space. We talking that energy early on. You talking about 83, 84, 85. Nobody was talking, Shop, get the fuck out of here. So almost anybody who was still making moves to secure BLA members who were moving and running and underground wasn't talking to no clown like that. The gangs was out of here. Hip-hop was moving. Nation of gods and earths were moving. His influence was only on people who were elders, who were in politics to some degree. Wasn't no radicals rocking with this dude. That shit didn't come to later, where they really seen how he was positioned. And you should have made note of that when he was being positioned in certain spaces that they weren't. You didn't see Naeem Akbar everywhere. You didn't see Jawaza Kunjufu everywhere. They was coming at Dr. Jeffrey's neck. So how does Sharpton get positioned with nowhere near the intelligence, nowhere near the physical prowess, nowhere? And that was evident when they poked his ass out in Bensonhurst. So wasn't nobody taking this clown serious. Okay? They had been informed in 1983 by other activists about Sharpton's proposal. The attorneys said that his organization was more interested in getting information about Sharpton's motives than in receiving money from him. Quote unquote, I can't say that we were able to make any definite conclusions about whether Sharpton was acting as an agent for the government, but we ain't trusted. And we both, all of us, denied that we even knew where she was at. And that's for real. Dude been a rat on paper, but again, people kept pushing him, kept putting him in different spaces until all of a sudden you see what we have here now. Smoked out bobblehead. Owned. Okay? It was said that at least 2 of the meetings occurred in a luxurious apartment at 30 Lincoln Plaza near Lincoln Center. That was the building where, according to law enforcement sources, a report published in February 1988 edition of the Village Voice, a federal agent using the name Victor Quintana set up an apartment in 1983 or earlier to lure boxing world denizens suspected of illegal activity. Quintana, in that year, ensnared Sharpton into working for the FBI. The Village Voice article reported that apartment was on the 29th floor, right? But the activist could not recall the floor on which he had his rendezvous with Sharpton. Sharpton was living in Brooklyn at the time. And the activist said he did not explain why Sharpton had access to an apartment. He made me think it was his, said the activist. I'm saying to myself, what kind of money must they have to have a spot in here? He had the keys and everything. Sharpton denied that he ever was in that building. And this was back then. So let's, in 2025, 26, let's see if he has access to that Manhattan building. And see if we can find a picture of him walking up into that building. Man. The law enforcement source implicating Sharpton in the hunt for Assata Shakur said that Sharpton was also secondarily trying to help agents get other fugitives, especially Mutulu Shakur, who was still on the run at the time. Mutulu Shakur, no relation, was later apprehended and convicted in connection with the Brinks robbery and the escape of Assata Shakur. I'm trying to figure out if it walk like a duck, sound like a duck, quack like a duck. God damn it, it's a duck. So in us researching and studying and making some type of sense of what was going on back then, we learn about some of the players here now. And it gives you clarity on why they are where they are. OFAs don't prop you up and allow you to live and make moves if you are truly making an attempt to liberate your people. No. Anyone truly making serious attempts to liberate their people are hunted, okay, are financially stripped, are imprisoned, or they get pushed. It's just that simple. You on TV? When you are on TV and you are being broadcast to millions of people, they know that you're not even going to accidentally say anything that's going to liberate our people. You see what happened to Kanye. Soon as he said it, his shit went downhill. George Bush don't like black people. That was it. Done off. From that point on, he was done. Toast. On his ass. Because you went off script. Millions of people saw that. Oh, shit. That right there, that, man, you can't even slip. You can't slip. You understand? This man got a whole show. What is it? MSNBC, Politics Nation and all. You serious? You think him or his underlings, his students, are going to speak anything to you other than making sure you are comfortable in your oppression? Don't rock the boat. Chill. They're going to give us reparations. Chill. Praise Jesus. White Jesus, save us. Let's see. So when you listen, like I said, listen, you already know. So now we don't hang our heads. Nah, saw the transition. We feel good. Old Faye never got to touch her again. Yeah. Ever. That was a win. We won. Like I told you. We always gonna have spaces when we win. We're gonna always have spaces when we lose. That's just what war is. Those who can control time and space on a battlefield is the ones who are moving and get movement. That's it. We have to get on the battlefield. Okay? That's what we have to do. That's exactly what we have to do. Be in a position to fight. Be healthy enough mentally, because I don't know what y'all believe in, but idle is not it. Neutrality is not it. They was after the Queen Assata shit for decades. They wasn't stopping, because they knew what she represented. They knew who she are. That's a warrior. Ain't no neutral in that. They was still on her heels. Okay? And we got to be on theirs. So that's what we do here. We build that up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. We salute that. The sun is out. It's shining. Yeah, we feel great. We feel great. Yep, our sister transition, our queen comrade, and now her energy. Her energy is a universal truth. It's mathematics. It is in the atmosphere. It is in the atmosphere. So gracious. Love it. Love it. Okay? So that's where we at with it today. Like I always tell y'all, guard your mind. Guard your mind. Guard your minds. You dig? Make sure you have a concept in your head and in your heart of life without the Ophe. Speak it. Ask the universe for your institution, for your values, for your situations, for your interpretations, for your instruction. You gotta speak it. We want liberation. We don't want no trinkets, don't want no toys, in any reparations. We want it in blood. Speak it. Be it. Walk it. Don't be ashamed of it. And do it quietly. Do it quietly. Shh. You don't have to perform on social media. We do it quiet. Plotting in the shadows. Okay? So, with that, I got to do what I got to do and go get that fish. Okay? To all those who funded the Fish Friday, much appreciation. To those who consistently, continually make sure y'all funding the war effort, much appreciation. Yeah, it's Fish Friday, Guns. What the hell, you just woke up or something? Yeah, it's Friday. What the hell you been doing? Triples and doubles and triples? Viva Africa. Ooh, you got a 55 for real. Viva Africa 55. God, googity dog it. So again, I keep telling y'all, guard your mind. Make sure y'all come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Okay? 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Okay? I believe in you. And I know that you have all of the tools needed to keep pushing. When you need extra tools to put in your toolbox, you come right through here. And we get to putting in that necessary work. You dig? Classroom assistants, much appreciation for holding it down as always. Travel safe. That is what you do. It is not in your playbook to leave your house and not make it home. Your job is to make it home safely the same way you left. So make sure y'all travel safe. Y'all get y'all ass home. Don't play with no old face. If they get out of line, tear their ass up. There ain't no talking. It ain't no beefing. They should never be approaching you. You're not breaking no laws. We don't fit the profile. The profile has changed. The most dangerous individuals that fit the profile now is white men, 5'8" to 6 feet, scraggly looking. Okay? Problemed. That's the profile. So there's nobody supposed to be walking up on you. You're not suspicious. If somebody break your 360 circumference, break their goddamn face. Understand me. All right? And we might get to a little something tonight. All right? Other than that, peace. Do what you do. And 55, gang. Get y'all grades up.